And because of that, today we're going to speak on the tongue. All right. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to speak on this a little bit. This is something that's, really been on my mind since, it's 2022 now. But pretty much earlier in the year, I told y'all this months ago that Eric and I had some talks. And I'm serious when I say this, that her and I, we spoke a lot about positivity. We spoke about, where people can be and where they could be of help at. And it's all about putting people in positions to where they can thrive. Many of you have heard, y'all see Christian's fruit. Y'all see it. I mean, it takes nothing to jumpstart him in a few areas. Well, I mean, y'all heard me saying last night, right? We might want to get a brother like that here. So the hell with how different he may be at times, right? But one thing for sure is, so be it. Yeah. We've had some really good heart-to-hearts with him, did we not this week? Yes. Me and TC, we had some very frank conversations with the brother. But I still see him. I tell him he's still a great brother. He's still a great asset. And I see where he can be used and where he can be utilized and where he can be a blessing. All right? So the hell with, how strange I may feel or think he is, or how strange I think Joseph is, or Deke is, or any of my brothers or sisters. I just, I just really came to that realization, which, I'm not going to say I just came to a realization, but we spoke about that. And we spoke about really speaking life rather than death. All right. So this is something that we need to really harp on amongst ourselves first. All right. We can't expect these children to walk a certain way, speak a certain way, behave a certain way, and yet we're not. All right. So we're going to start off in the book of James. All right. This is chapter 1, verse 26. If any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. So his religion is his worship, bridling his whole back up to curb. This really is having temperance in what you say. With just what's coming out your mouth. And I can give a whole bunch of examples of just not bridling. Many times pastor always tells us, and it's in the book, we're going to be judged for every idle word which comes out of our mouth. And sometimes we don't take heed to that. Or sometimes what you'll do is, let's say, for instance, pastor mentioned this, I don't know, maybe last year he was on Blog Talk and he talked about, because he's an older man, right? So he would say stuff like, us as older people cannot forget what we once were when we had children. Y'all remember him talking like that? He says, I can't forget where I was at when I had children. So he's not looking down at the younger generation as so critical, in a sense, to where, it's kind of like a hammer. He's not hammering down on them like that. You see what I'm saying? Because he understands there's a maturation. He understands there's a process of time, right? So he bridles his tongue. He holds back no matter what he may perceive. We don't have all the answers to that situation sitting in front of us. All right. He bridled his tongue. All right. James 3:5-9. All right. It says, even so the tongue is a little member. All right. And boasteth great things. Behold how great a matter a little fire kindleth. So, the word I really stuck on here was boasteth great things. And I started thinking about boasting. All right. And things that, we boast in. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something to say. Prime example. You see, let's look at Pastor Dow and the steed which he's in now. He even reiterated it, right? But I'm happy. Me as a young man, I'm very happy of the steed that I see him in now. But other people that are new, or other men around his age or his peers or whatever the case be, may look and say, hey, what he doing? Right? They may have that critical eye to say, what is he up to? We out here getting firewood for every place on the community, but what he doing? What Elder Becker doing? What these men doing? You see what I'm saying? See, they boast is great things. You can boast in when you older, right? And like I said, going back to the children thing, where when I was young, and these women nowadays, they something else, right? We could talk like these women are something else, but okay, how'd you raise your children? You was probably in this 1-bedroom apartment, or I don't know, you was in an apartment. It was just you. You wasn't on the community. You didn't have no duties. All you had was that man and them children to deal with. And that house could stay as junky as you wanted it to stay. You see what I'm saying? But here in a community, no, we expect you to clean up after yourself. Not later, but you got, it's time to hit them dishes. And I can remember Shay having you caught on the back, and Kai kind of, crying at her feet. You know what I mean? But she was just getting it done. And you would see sisters go over there, assist to help, whatever the case may be. But it's about getting stuff done. You hear Kier on the radio, hey y'all, just letting y'all know it ain't gonna be ready in time. If y'all want it done in time, somebody come and assist me. She probably the only one that I said that for, and she followed. She literally did that. She would call and be like, hey, it ain't gonna get done. Y'all would come help, something like that. So, but how, you see what I mean? So someone like Mom Karen or Mom Brenda could be like, man, these girls here, we could think or talk a certain way, right? Both within this, but don't forget where you once were, right? Or let's take it from another side. All right, we got these new couples coming together. Let's say Brett and T. I don't think they do this, but let's just say they look out and I don't know. Let's say we had straight with me and Eric, and all of a sudden he a loose candidate for some reason. You could be very judgmental to what you're seeing, not really knowing the intricacies of really what's going on. You don't really have the light that you think you have, right? So a little kindle it, all right, just a little. That's it. Little fire kindle. So 6, and the tongue is a fire, a whirlwind of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea, is tamed, and hath been tamed by mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. So we can really get people in trouble by things that we say. You can get yourself in trouble by things that you say. It's definitely full of poison. You could really bring someone low. You could really bring someone up high. Words definitely have power. People, what's that old saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, right? So, but what's the rest of it? I can't remember. Words will never hurt me. Oh, words hurt. Words do hurt. Words penetrate. They penetrate very deep, especially if the person has a lot of light on you, right? And or the things people could do that in marriages. The woman knows kind of what button to push and says some things intentionally. Then would act play stupid like she wasn't doing it, but as a man, like, nah, you shouldn't have went there. Vice versa, man could do the same thing, because you know exactly what to say to hit that nerve. Deadly poison. The heart of man is fully set to do evil. All right, it's just straight up wicked. So the first thing, sometimes we have to really be slow to speak for real, like the book tells us. All right, and so verse 9 says, therewith bless we Yah, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of Yah. We made after the image of him. So we bless and we curse. And it brings me to when I was in a Christian church. I remember going to the Pentecostal church, and I can remember this woman holding her son or daughter, and boy, she was just getting all over her children, talking shit to a man or whatever. And boy, you could tell they were trying to get the Holy Spirit rocking up in there, right? And she handed the baby off and just fell out on the floor speaking in tongues. I'm just looking like, boy, look at this. You know what I mean? It to me, I cannot believe you. You see what I'm saying? I can't trust in what I'm seeing in you, the fruit which I see, based off what you just finished doing. Two polar opposites. All right. Verse 10, out of the same mouth proceeded blessings and curses, my brethren, these things ought not so to be. Verse 18:21 of Proverbs, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So, eat the fruit thereof. Eat the fruit thereof. So you're going to speak life, you're going to eat the fruit of that life, right? You be blessed. And everything the book says about the things which you speak that are sweet and that are good, that are just, and things that are holy, that are righteous and upright. You know, you speak death, you speak wickedly, it'll deteriorate you. You know, saints will send back curses. They don't know who may be sending curses. They're going to send curses from within the camp. They're going to send curses also without the camp. And all of a sudden, things begin to take place in your body because at the end of the day, y'all sees them as my people. But your tongue is on them. You see what I'm saying? So this is something that we have to be very careful of. All right? So, we got to be just very careful with that. I mean, we shouldn't, as Paul would say, these things ought not to be. Hallelujah. Sirach 4:29. Be not hasty in thy tongue. Okay? And in thy deeds slack and remiss. So a lot of people could pop off real quick in their tongue. You know. And I think I've said this many, many times before. But how many of us have said something and then you might instantly regret it. You know, or in times past we've spoken and after a period of time, it's just like, man, why we speak this way? Why do we say that? Whatever the case may be, Erica, go get my Parker, my red one. But this is the Holy Spirit getting your attention, But what do you do with that? And I remember I spoken to a couple back when I was in Houston, and I mentioned something to the woman, and I didn't think about it initially, but after I said it and I kind of walked away and I kind of thought about it. I went back and I said, can I have a word with y'all? And I told her, I said, listen, I want to apologize to you, man, but also to your wife, simply because that wasn't necessarily my heart intent of what came out. You know what I mean? That just wasn't my heart intent. I don't want to speak a curse. I want to speak a blessing. And I just had to apologize for it. You know what I mean? And I'm very quick to say, okay, damn, well, what came out of my mouth, right? And that's what we should all be, being very careful what comes out the mouth. Because we want the blessings of the king, right? All right, Sirach 5:13. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall. There's been many times we've seen a lot of old fools. I remember we went to Katz's one time. I don't know if you two were around. Y'all probably were. Met this one guy named Michael, older guy. And boy, he was just full of wisdom. In his own mind. We met Cassie. We sat up top on the balcony. And he just kept talking about how he believed in polygyny and that's why he ain't married and all this other stuff. And he just kept running his mouth. It's like, man, bro, you called to meet up with us. And so once again, this is this man's fault. It was just like, brother, because you ain't going to find favor with man if they see it's when that's another thing I was going to say. When pastor or the elders or the teachers or whatever, the leaders of the ministry, when we know that your heart is fully set in a certain area, we leave you alone. We hear what you say, and it's either a question. I remember one time I talked to Pastor, and I said, and I was I was filling him in on something that I was thinking about doing, but I also don't want to just say, "Oh, I'm just telling you." No. I'm feeling you. I'm telling you, but also I want to know your wisdom and say, what are your thoughts? You see the difference? I'm calling to inform you. So pretty much, if I'm calling to inform you, this is something I'm about to do. Rather than, hey, this is something I'm thinking about doing, but I want to know your wisdom. I want to know your thought process behind this. I want to know your mind because I want to be in the same vein. You see what I'm saying? So my tongue wasn't my fault. All right. Proverbs 7:21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. Women can be very, very, very. I was showing Erica a video yesterday. I think it was. And it was this woman, she would walk by and she would grab these men's hands. And she was a looker. She wasn't no ugly duckling. But it just showed the pull. And you saw how many brothers, they were jumping right after, like, oh, hold up. Yeah, it was like they were escalators. Yeah, where they go back. And she touched his hand and they jumping over, boy. It's just, but it's subtle. It's just subtle. But a woman do this with her mouth too. She didn't have to touch him. She could just say, hey, what's your number? She could just said that. And they would have, let away of it. Exactly. And if anybody knows about chapter 5-7 here, it speaks about this adulterous woman. It speaks about this woman, but in her speech, caused him to yield. right? So, and many men have fallen through the words of a woman, and you see it happening all over the place. I brought up to sent past the video on Steven Jackson and how he left his bride at the altar or whatever because she wouldn't sign a prenup. And he said, I cried like a baby for 30 minutes. I was in the room just crying because I really loved her. I was keeping it real. I loved her. I cared about her. I really wanted to make this thing happen, but she just didn't want to do it. And he could have felt by our words. You know, he could have. He could have. I'll give you my word. She could have said one of those things. And he could have just said, you know what? Your word is good enough. Nah, negative. I'm going to follow the book, man. I'm not going to give my strength to a woman. Ain't happening. You forget it. All right, so let's continue. Matthew 15:11. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth, pollute, make unclean a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, that this defileth a man. So once again, we all know this. We got a very filthy mouth, right? I mean, people want to walk on clouds, you know, about, you know, they want to be holier than thou, or at least they want to show us a similitude or an image of being holy. But what we care about is what you do and what you say. More so what you do than what you say, but what you say, it reveals the secrets of your heart. Especially if you say it enough. Then we begin to know, oh, that's just your speech. That's just how you talk. We begin to tag you with that at the end of the day. And just keeping real, Pastor Dow has he has a certain thought process when it comes to me, based on how I talk, based on what I believe, based on my function. Likewise, me to you, based on what I have an outlook on you. But what do you want people to do? You have an outlook on your wife. You have an outlook on your children, right? And that's your testimony to them, based on how they act, based on how they believe, based on how submitted they are, or not submitted they are, or their obedience, or their lack of obedience. All right. So, yeah, this defileth you. So we just know your heart based on that. Anyway, Psalms 39:1. To the chief musician, unto Jethanon, a psalm of Dawid, I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. That's the last people you really want to be around. You don't want to let too much out, especially around the wicked. I mean, they could be talebearers, they could be tattlers, they could be gossipers, they could be silly women laden with sin. They could be some silly ass brothers that want what you got, maybe desirous of what you have. They'll take it as an opportunity to go on a smear campaign of your name, things of that nature. So you want to bridle your tongue, especially if you know somebody wicked and they got a bad track record. There ain't no sense in just running your mouth continuously with these folks. You know, I remember I said this years ago. You know, I may really enjoy a brother or a sister, but based on who I see them fellowship with, I don't tell them nothing, hardly anything at all. I ain't too close to too many people because that's what you know, that's just being wise. You know, one thing I can say as an elder, when you come to me about a serious issue or problem and you really want some counsel, it literally dies with me. It literally does. I just won't say much. I just won't repeat it. There's tons of stuff I just hold. It's not for everybody to know. It's just not. It is what it is. Oh, can you lay hands on me? Hey, well, okay, cool. I've actually had somebody ask me, hey, man, hey, what were y'all doing? I'm thinking like, I said, man, I went with that man and his wife. I said, between us. Period. What happened to confidentiality? That's why I used to always say, when we had new people, hey, you can get deliverance. You can get some freedom. We can give you counsel. And I used to even put it on the women. What we do behind these closed doors when it comes to counsel, when it comes to deliverance, and all these things shouldn't be aired out. They shouldn't be. All right. And I'll be honest, I really do believe that it has been aired out amongst us. I do believe we take it serious when a brother or sister needs deliverance. I do believe that. Because I haven't seen that amongst us. I haven't heard that amongst us. All right. So, I think at times people can get a little bit loose You know, but not. I haven't seen anything necessarily serious. You know what I mean? Let me see here. All right, Psalms 34:13 says, "Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile." So this is false, fraud, deceit, speaking very crafty. I was dealing with, and sometimes, man, you know, and I may be jumping the gun with this, but I'll go ahead and say it now. We had, or I had, some saints, and it was just one saint. At the end of the day, I was trying to show this one saint how much of a victim that they were. All right, the idea you're here, you're innocent, but you always confiding in this person here, and you keep confiding in this person, but then you also talking to this person. Well, the word tells us, number one, to have not many counselors, right? Tells you just one. That's all you need. You don't need to have many. You know, if I start talking to Elder Rufus about something, I just stay talking to him about it. If I talk to Pastor Dow about something, I just stay speaking to Pastor Dow about it. I just don't continue, because what I'm gonna get, I may get 5, 3, 4 different things. You know, they may say the same thing, but I'm gonna get multiple different things. So you gotta have one. Just lock in with that and roll with that. I don't know how many times I've had women or men come to me about counsel, but then they end up talking to some other head of fellowship, and then they roll with what they say. And I said, well, what happened with our conversation? And then what will happen later on is, man, I should have just listened to you. I said, bro, hey, sis, at the end of the day, you did that. Well, I figured because, I said, well, you figured wrong. You figured wrong. And all of a sudden, now you feel bad for the decision you made. But I had more light for the situation. He didn't. But you chose to do that based on some bullshit. Exactly what it is, man. All right, so anyway, back to this one saint. You confide in all these people, and all of a sudden, now you're starting to get the he say, she say stuff. So I sat that saint down, and I said, okay. And I said, what'd you hear? They told me what they heard. You see the difference? What they heard. Then this one told me what they heard. Oh, okay, cool. Now, mind you, I ain't saying who said nothing. I'm just like, okay, what'd you hear? Okay, great. What'd you hear? Okay, great. Now, this was about you, though. Let's use Terrence. It was about you, but you're talking to Joe and you're talking to Elliot. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna get down to the bottom of something. But you two came because y'all want to get it right. Joe's still doing what he's doing. All right. So then I said, okay, well, who told you this? Where'd you get this from? Well, bro, Joseph. Okay, cool. But you didn't go. You haven't went to him about this, right? No, you had. Okay, what about you? Who'd you hear that from? Oh, Joseph. Oh, okay, cool. I see what the common denominator is now. Now, y'all could do what y'all want to do, but I'm showing you in this area here, that's not who you need to be talking to. Or, going forward, what do you need to do? I'm going to let y'all do because y'all are your own men. See, I don't intervene like that. I just say, hey, look, y'all know what the book say. I'm not going to go get this person. I'm not going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just tell y'all what should have happened. What you should have done is as soon as he said that, you should have went and got Elliot and said, hey, I want my heart clean. I'm trying to air this out, or charge that person up and say, hey, I'm going to go. Say, Joe, I'm going to Elliot. And when I see him, I'm going to ask him about what you just said because I want to make sure. I'm going to let him, I'm going to name drop your name. That's going to fix his mindset real quick. That's why I say I don't really see that really amongst us. Ain't nobody doing that. You know what I mean? So that's what we're looking at here. So we got to keep our mouths from speaking this guile, from speaking this evil to deceit, and speaking in craft. All right? And in some areas, I told this saying, I said, listen, going forward, what you need to do, you don't even need to talk to this person in this area no more. In this area, you don't even need to speak to them in this area. Period. Done. It's over. If you do it, that's on you. Obviously, you like this mess. Obviously, you like mess. So I'm going to leave you to your own devices, all right? Okay, so we're going to go to Sirach 19 here. I'm going to turn to it myself. All right, and we're going to read 5 through 16, all right? So Sirach chapter 19, 5 through 16. All right. And it says, whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. But he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life. All right. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife. And he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. So, I mean, these are some good principles. All right. So if you could rule your tongue, you control what you got to say and what you don't need to say, you're going to have a lot more peace. You know, there was something that was on my heart that I've been, been on my heart for like 6 months, 7 months. And I just didn't say a word to nobody. And I said, I was talking to a brother, but I said, yeah, man. I said, I will tell you, but I ain't telling you nothing. Because I ain't even telling my wife. And I just left it at that. I was just holding. Because I don't want to start nothing. And number two, I want y'all to be the mover and the shaker of my next moves. You know what I'm saying? So, hate babbling, less evil. Hallelujah. All right, rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, and thou shalt fare never the worse. So, I mean, now and this is going to be very generous what it sounds like, but I mean, if you think about it, I mean, there's nothing wrong with rehearsing. Oh yeah, man, Elder was talking about putting rock down here under the solar panels. You know what I mean? We gotta let's be wise here. We talking about some confiding type stuff. All right, T, you confided in me. You confided in me the gender of your baby. Remember? I just kept asking y'all want to know what y'all having? Just kept asking. Y'all just kept saying no. So, you know what I mean? Didn't tell us all. It was just all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Many times we've done deliverance one another. Going back to that, literally we would confide in like 3, 4, 5 people. We're all in one room and we was just all right, okay, cool. Bet, let's get you free. And that was it. And literally, I haven't heard any brother rehearse anything that we've said, teach one another about our personal histories. I haven't heard it being repeated. All right. Verse 8, whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives. So you don't talk much of it. You might see in them, I don't know, let's say for instance, let me use Deacon for example. Hey man, y'all seen Deacon? Well, no, I ain't seen him. He said tell anybody anything? No, I ain't telling him. Well, hey, it's Deacon. That's all I'm gonna say. But it stops there. That's Deke. Everybody know Deke don't say nothing. He just go. Right? I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying, if that was an MO of his, it just be that everybody knows that. All right? So, but I'm not continuing on just speaking about, oh boy, yeah, him, Deke, Candace. Boy, them boys, man, they just like this and they just like that. And they, it is what it is. Everybody see, whether it's good or bad. Everybody see Salome, check out. She getting it in. Y'all see, good or bad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You see this little dude, good or bad. I mean, we all see. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to talk hours on end about it. All right? It's not profitable. Okay, verse 9. For he heard and observed thee, and when time come, he will hate thee. Oh, I didn't finish that verse, did I? Verse 8. All right, so it says, talk not of other men's lives. And it says, if thou canst without offense reveal them not. For he heard, hey, Erica. Yep, there you go. Take it away. Because he will hear, right? So he will hear and observe you. And when time cometh, he will hate you. Okay? If you has heard a word, let it die with you. And be bold. It will not burst thee. All right? So you can't let the word burst you. All right? Verse 11. A fool travaileth with the word as a woman in labor of a child. So those of us that our wives had a baby, you know what that means. When they in the travail, they'll say all kind of shit. They'll hit you, punch you, squeeze you, slap you. Oh yeah, go. He know what to do. Yeah, but they'll say whatever. They'll do whatever. Maybe one labor is different from another. One One of them she had more control than the other, you know what I mean? But it's a travail. But some people do that with a word. Can't tell them nothing because it's just, what is it going to burst them? And they're going to pop. Got to get it out. All right. 12. As an arrow that sticketh in a man's thigh, so is a word within a fool's belly. You going to holler. You going to holler. You going to let it out. You going to sing to the wind. All right. 13. Admonish a friend, it may be he hath not done it. And if he have done it, that he do it no more. So this is you calling your brother out. You know what I'm saying? If you've done something. This is you shining light. It says admonish, right? So I ain't rebuking. I'm not going there. I'm trying to get it right. I'm seeking peace. Like you said, I'm seeking peace. And that's what we should be doing. Seeking peace. All right? Because it's a possibility that they didn't do it. Right? Oh, who told you that? Oh, Kara said it. Oh, really? Huh. Oh, no. This is what she saw. But I can see how she said that. All right, cool. Misunderstanding. You know, it could be something like that. But you never know. You can't go wrong. You can't go on 10 months holding the fence. It's a detriment to you and a detriment to your relationship with your sister or your brother. We had to happen before. We had a woman holding the fence for 10 months. And all it had to do, it had to just be spoken. Something just had to be revealed. That was it. For it all to go away. Admonish thy friend may be that he hath not said it. And if he have, that he speak it not again. All right, same thing. Spoke. Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander. And believe not every tale. Right? Because sometimes people do seek to downgrade you. They seek to lower you. Right? They just seek to bring you down. So, like, let's say, for instance, Elliot got in that wreck. Right? I didn't have to tell Pastor nothing. Pastor asked me about him, though. How's Elliot doing? He doing all right. You don't sound too kind. I said, well, we got in a wreck. What? He got in a wreck? I said, yeah, I said, man, this is an awesome brother, man. He's still, you know, I just do my best to recover, but I don't lie to many of y'all. I do my best to build up and say, listen, this is where he's at. And then it just took him, like, after that brother's been running hard ever since, and sober too. And sometimes it just takes just one little thing to get you on the straight and narrow, right? But I'm not gonna seek to slander. Matter of fact, if I even have it, some in me to even try to slander, I try to speak well of you. I'm gonna hit on some highlights. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about how solid you are in a certain area. That's what I'm gonna do. That's normally what I do. So. All the elders, man, they got good testimonies. Many of you, they really do. All right. So, but you don't believe every time someone says, because it's a he say she say thing. I'm gonna confirm that shit. That's just me. I'll confirm it. You know, it is what it is. There is one that slippeth in his speech, right, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue? All right. So that, you know, it's pretty much saying we've all been down this path. You know, the idea is that the hope is that you have grown in it. All right, that you have grown in this and that you do this no more. Just like I said earlier, hopefully you've been admonished and you not speaking this way again. That you've been admonished and you are no longer doing this thing which you once did. All right, and not only that, many of us have definitely slipped in speech, but not necessarily in heart. Perfect person will be old brother Willie, old Cincinnati. Yeah, that brother, he don't speak the greatest, if you will. You know, he ain't necessarily slipping in his heart. He just kind of, slipping in speech. Uncle Willie the same way. He just not well versed in speech, but his heart's in the right place. He comes in the right vein. All right, Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 28:14. A backbiting tongue hath disquieted many, and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities hath it pulled down, and overthrown the houses of great men. Backbiting. I mean, you saw that all throughout the scriptures. We talk all. I mean, people. I'm telling you, when you watch these movies, man, you go to Apocrypha in the Bible, man, it's all there. It's all there. I'm like, dang. I want the preeminence. I want the kingdom. I want this woman. All this stuff is found in the book. All this stuff is found in the book. And with the backbiting tongue. Straight up. 28:17. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh bones. So once again, sticks and bones may break my bones, but words don't hurt me. And right here it says contrary-wise. Words bring low, man. It bring low. It really do. That's why I tell y'all, sit on stuff for a little bit. I've learned that, man. I've learned so much from watching Pastor do that. I really did. I wasn't always that way, but Pastor sits on some shit. Or he'll sit on some stuff. Not everything, but most things. All right. Proverbs 21:6. It says, the getting of treasures, pretty much what is your treasure, by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. All right. And you skip on down to verse 23. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from trouble. So it's protection. All right. You're reserving yourself. You're reserving your own soul. That's what's happening. Proverbs 15:4. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. So a wholesome tongue is a yielding of sound, is a remedy. All right. You can speak sound words. You can speak wholesome words. You women can do that. Y'all can create such a beautiful environment for your husband when he comes into the room. Y'all could bring forth a very healthy environment, a very rich environment for your husband, for your household, for your children, just by things and the words which you speak. You can build them up, you can tear them down. You can do that with your children too. Us men could do that with our women. We do that with our family. We could tear down, we could build up, we do all this stuff. We do that with each other. All right, we do that with our sisters. I mean, that's any relationship. Sister, brother, father, son, father, daughter, whatever the case may be. We can, all the way around. This is what can be done. All right, but a perverseness is distortion, viciousness, which we spoke a little bit about. Sometimes you're seeking to smear another in order to make yourself look better. It's something you could be doing. Breaching the spirit. All right. This is what I'm telling y'all, how me and Erica spoke about the positivity, and really we're seeking to have a healthy environment, literally. And I'll honestly feel that way. I feel very good about our crew, especially since all this work that we did on this block building. Really since that time. That's kind of around the time that we spoke on it, when Salome was born and stuff. She's 8 months, so it's probably been about that long. And really, if you've noticed from that time, how things have been just slightly different. All right? Taking the oversight, not by constraint. Right? That's exactly what we've been doing. 1 Timothy 3:8. Likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, telling a different story. Not given too much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre. All right? Wicked gain. Okay, so double-tongued. Telling a different story. The idea is you don't want to be telling a different story. If you tell a different story, then you're not a great witness whatsoever at all. All right? You're a wicked witness is what you are. All right? Erica, what's that? All right. Proverbs 17:28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. You'll initially be seen as very wise just by shutting up and being quiet and listening. And then so when you do talk, it carries a lot of weight. That's even said even in the Apocrypha. I don't remember where, but it says it. All right. Sirach. All right, we're going to go chapter 41. All right. Man, I want to hit something else in this one too. Now that as soon as I saw it, I thought about something else. All right, so we'll go to chapter 41 real quick. All right, and this is 18. All right, it says, of an offense before a judge and ruler, of iniquity before a congregation, and of people of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend. Okay, so that's kind of the subject at hand, right? So we're going to skip to 23 and 24. All right, and it says here, or of a iterating and speaking again that which thou hast heard, and of revealing of secrets. All right, so shalt thou be truly shamefaced and find favor before all men. So how I would sometimes talk about manners. Now, and I speak about in this, so a certain way I'm trying to teach my children how to go, simply because, not the fact that it's not lawful. I mean, all things are lawful, but not all things are profitable or expedient. So it might be okay for them to function or act a certain way, but it ain't profitable, not in the long run. You know, because I want them to find favor with you, T. I want them to find favor with you, Dad. I want them to find favor with the other adults. I want them to find favor when I go to Straightway, Tennessee, or all these different places. In my own mind, I may feel a certain way, but I know with good manners is going to carry a great weight. You'll find favor with Yah and with man everywhere they go. And then you will hear the speeches of, man, your children well behaved, or this or that, da da da. You know? So, and so right here, I'm hitting on the whole finding favor, but once again, this is with the ruler or a judge, you know, revealing secrets and things of that nature. And if you read the other verses in between, you should. Could talk about turn away thy face from thy king's meal, or to take away a portion or a gift, and this is verse 21, and to gaze upon another man's wife, and you know, so it speaks this way. You know, these are things which we should steer clear of. We'll read 22 as well. Or to be over busy with his maid, all right, to come not near her bed, or of upbraiding speeches before friends, all right, after thou hast given, upbraid not. See what I mean? So this is going to run around running your mouth, boasting, and whatever thing that you've just done, or what you've seen, or what you've heard. You know what I mean? You ain't upbraiding. Okay? Let me see here. Sirach 8:3 says, strive not with the man that is full of tongue, and heap not wood upon his fire. Boy, y'all got some brothers. We got some brothers that can talk. Sometimes I like when they come around, because I could just kind of light a little fire and shut up and watch the show. That's us brothers just being brothers, though. That's just us brothers being brothers. You know, strive not with a man that's full of tongue. There's some brothers there ain't no sense in even debating with. They full of tongue. Full of tongue. You know, they not like Pastor. Pastor, he's pretty quiet. He is pretty quiet. He'll sit there and just be quiet, shut up. But as he says before, he got to talk, which I see and I get, because I feel the same way. But yeah, you can't debate with somebody full of tongue. All right, Sirach 20 verse 6 says, some man holdeth his tongue because he hath not to answer, and some keep his silence knowing his time. And that's a really good thing. So if you have something, you may have a lot to say in a certain area, but like, let's say for instance, I got a lot to say, Pastor, give me the platform to speak, right? I'm on Blog Talk with him. They sit here and you talk. I'm sitting there talking, and I don't say a damn thing if he chimes in. I just shut up. Let him speak. It's his show. It's his platform. I ain't got nothing to say. Then when he shut up and he want me to continue, I continue. You know? And sometimes I may have something to say while he's speaking. But you hear me and Rufus do the same thing. Do you mind if I say something real quick? Or T. Shane will do the same. He'll be like, I got one thing. Hey, go ahead. He'll do that. All right? Because it's all about timing. And sometimes we don't have to say anything. You know? Because maybe it's not hard pressed in our spirit to even really let it out. All right, verse 7, it says, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. Now, I've seen that quite a bit. Boy, they gotta get it out. They gotta show you their wisdom. They gotta show you their knowledge. You know, I have to let you know that I already said that. Oh, I said that. It's kind of like, all right, bro. Bet. You know, let's say, for instance, Bud. There's another brother. He's pretty decent at building or whatever. And I just said, now mind you, me and his brother spoke maybe 2 days ago. Now I'm talking to Bud. Now Bud said what he said and more. He just, this brother hit on a 1/4 inch. Bud made it 1 inch. So he added 3/4 inch onto what he was talking about. So I'm reiterating back to him about, man, boy, I can't wait for, man, Bud, I'm blending. Well, but I said that though. I'm like, it's like, so? I get it. Like, it's not a problem. You know what I mean? Or you got some brothers, they gotta let you know, oh yeah, I taught you. It's like, yeah, not really, but got you. Yeah, you I saw some tricks you did. You know, but I gotta let you know I taught you, I showed you. What they want, what they're seeking, is to take that glory. That's what they want. They're seeking glory. That's what they're seeking. So this is these babblers and fools. They don't regard no time, whatever. I mean, think about it. We could sit here and I could talk, and all y'all probably read a lot of this. And y'all could all be sitting here and say, I know. So, I mean, we just don't need to ever meet up anymore. I mean, Pat, we tell Pat, we know. Then he could just sit down, let's go eat. We don't even need to have Sabbath service. He could just go right to the dining hall. Let's eat, let's break bread, because y'all know everything. Ain't no sense in preaching no more. Ain't no sense in trying to give any encouragement, any exhortation, any edification, any comfort, nothing. But we got that though. Verse 18, to slip upon a pavement is better than to slip with the tongue. So it's better to hurt your hip. So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. All right, speak good. So Psalms 119, 172, my tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. All right. Psalm 35, 28. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. Sirach 36, 23. If there be kindness, meekness, comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. You know, when I read this, in my, man, hey, I don't even know. Matter of fact, T, you gonna confirm this. Oh, man. Who that, 36:23? Man, matter of fact, I'm gonna read further. So I'm gonna read 23 through 25. So I just read 23, and then it continues to say, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a helper like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. And he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. So, T, come here. What I put right here?
Woman says a lot about a husband.
Yep, what I put here?
Erica, my portion.
So, it was already in my mind even then. I read this years ago, and I wrote that down. But I thought about something else, though. All right? If I could find it real quick. I'm just trying to be quick with it, man. Oh, come here. All right. All right, so I'm going to read this. 25:21 of Sirach. It says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire not her not for pleasure, right? Mm-hmm. And it says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. You see?
Yeah.
What do you see?
Marked out. Scratched out.
Yeah, I used to have some. I've had a name there. I had a name there. Yeah, I just said, let me get rid of that, man. Get that out of my heart. I had to get that out of my heart. I had a name written there. So that means I had somebody in this ministry that fit that bill. You see what I'm saying? I had an example of what I read there. All right. So, and of course, if you go down 26:13, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. And a silent and loving woman is a gift of Yahweh. Hallelujah. Some of us need to learn that. All right. Let me get back on the tongue. Psalms 51:14. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O Yahweh, thou Yahweh of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. All right. So your tongue's gonna. Hey, Erica. Yeah. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O Yahweh, Yahweh my salvation. My tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. Okay. Sirach 42:1. The pipe and the psaltery make sweet melody, and a pleasant tongue is above them both. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. O Yahweh, Open my lips. Open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. 51:15 of Psalms. Psalms 66:17 through 20. I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I regard iniquity in my heart, y'all will not hear me. So that says a lot. How many times Pastor say, man, your prayers are going to go higher than that ceiling? All right? But if you regard iniquity in your heart, if your heart is not clear, if it is not clean, he ain't hearing you. All right? But verily, Yahweh hath heard me. He hath attended to the voice of my prayer. Blessed be Yahweh, which hath not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me. And that's a beautiful thing. So we got to speak good things. All right? So I put down here, we got to watch our mouth and how you speak to natural family, old friends, just heathens, period. They don't know what you know, nor understand what you understand. You will be laying a stumbling block before them. All right? And this brought me to Elder Becker on his blog talk. I don't know if y'all heard it, but it was really good. And he talked about stumbling block. He talked about opinions. And a lot of us, or some of us, we don't even repent for our opinions. What we'll do is we'll speak a lot of about our opinions. And we have to be careful. It's one thing if a brother asks you what your thoughts are on this or whatever. But lately, if y'all notice, I've been really pushing hard. If you believe something alternate, from the ministry, or if you believe something contrary to the shepherd, keep it between yourself. If you teaching your wife something, you should tell her to keep it to herself. Because what don't need to happen is we get new sisters in this thing, new wives coming in this thing. And next thing you know, the man's coming to me talking about, hey, my wife's talking like this now. And if we gotta go down that rabbit hole and it leads me back to your wife, that's a problem. Because the idea is we gotta be speaking the same thing. Let's say, for instance, little stuff that don't really mean much. Let's say, for instance, oh man, the 400-year prophecy was back then in Mizraim. Whoop-de-doo. Or the 400-year prophecy is now, or whatever. Okay, whatever. That is a small differences, but so why are we trying to push it? Why are we trying to push that narrative? Right? Or you got one person, we got one brother, he believes he want to be like the Jews. He put that little thing on his head. I don't know what that thing called. Yeah, what? Yarmulke. Yeah, he put the yarmulke on his head. He rocking a yarmulke. We don't fool with that. But why would you want to press it or push it or impress it upon other saints that are part of the ministry, knowing that that's not something that we press or we really push to enter in on? Or T-Seats. We got a whole newsletter on it. Go have fun. Right? No, well, that's the law. Okay, we'll go sacrifice something then. Well, I'm saying, we got the Messiah now. Okay, got it. But don't we have it written in our hearts now? You see what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. So stop trying to push your bullshit among the saints. Because we talking the same thing. So, but these are your opinions. These opinions get people in trouble. And we've seen people drop out the ministry based on one man's opinion. We've seen that happen before. Big time. Talebearer, a scandal monger, as traveling about, slander, carry tales, talebearer. All right? A person who maliciously gossips or reveals secrets. All right? So you got some intent there. Ain't the fact you just gossip, but there's some intent there. Maliciously. All right? And once again, you still revealing secrets. So if something's told to you, you should be just sticking with it, man. Especially if there's a confiding within you. Now, don't get me wrong. I've done this shit before. Joseph come to me. He let me know. All right, fine, man. Listen, man, you get your heart right when it's there, brother. Just work on it. Okay, great. Sound good. Talk to him again. Hey, listen, man. Bro, if you don't get this right, I'm going to take this up the ladder. I'll just let you know. You deal with it. You bring it to him, or I'm bringing it to him. I'd rather you do it because it's you. You the one running your mouth about it. Oh, we can go together. And now, at the end of the day, it's not the fact I'm not trying to follow the book, but what are we trying to do in this ministry? We're trying to repair the breach. Well, how can we repair the breach? You know what I'm saying? How are we going to get there? Oh, you ain't following the book, brother. How are we going to repair the breach? Because this was a non-factor if we had our own land. This is a non-factor if we was all together. You know what I'm saying? All right. One that spreads gossip or rumors. All right. Leviticus 19:16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am Yahweh. No, I'm wrong. You're supposed to snitch. All right. The Bible does talk about that. So don't go tell tales. I'm just going to watch and see. And I'm telling everybody about what they got going on. Well, what happens when it talks about, oh man. What happens when it talks about, you shall not suffer sin upon your brother or your sister? What about that? You see what I'm saying? But you're suffering. All you're doing is you just watching, you peeping game. You say you care, and you just speaking to them, but then you talking to 3, 4, 5 other people about what they got going on, saying that you care. Do you really care? If you really care, we're gonna really try to get them right. All right, listen. What, did you go talk to Elder about this? No. Well, I think you should. Nah, man, you tell them. I'm going to go tell the other because you ain't about to fill me up like a damn trash can. So I'm going to go let the leadership know. You see what I'm saying? That's what should happen. That's how you really care. That's how you're really trying to help. I'm not going to suffer sin upon you, man. And you ain't about to make me turn me into a human dumpster because you affected my spirit. I used to tell some brothers, man, hey, call that brother and encourage him, man. Man, that brother be like, man, listen, I understand. I love my brother, man, but I got to take care of my spirit. And when I call, man, I get told up from the flow up calling this person. I'm like, I understand. So I say, Greg, man, so it's on me and you, man. Hey, Deep, hey, man, we gotta talk to it, man. We gotta do something. But we even at the point now, bro, we starting to really pull back. We starting to keep it real short. Ain't no sense in just wearing ourselves out behind it. Ain't no sense in it. All right. Proverbs 11:13. The talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. All right. So this is you, T, confide to me. I conceal the matter. We good. All right. I'm just between you and I. We want to take it further. We can, but you confide, and that's great. 18:8. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. All right, First Maccabees 11:11. I want to bring this out. It says, "Thus did he slander him because he was desirous of his kingdom." So people, once again, this is just an example of someone slandering because they want something you got. They either want your position, they want your title, they want your woman, they want your kingdom, they want something. David put, he put the husband in a place where the battle was hot. In order that he get the woman. Every wise to do evil. Every last one of us. You want something bad enough? You crafty. I desire this. And you going to eat the fruit of your own ways too. Because I desire it that bad, this is the route I'm going to go to get it. Instead of doing it the righteous way. Instead of being patient. You know what I mean? That's why I say some things I can't speak on or I don't put out because I don't want nobody messing it up for me, in the direction I'm going in, because I really want the Father to be involved in it. I don't need your mouth involved in it. All right. Proverbs 20:19. He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets, therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. I had a brother, man, years ago. He said, man, this is what I'm looking for. All right. He wanted a woman. I said, I interested him in a sister. You know how it is whenever you're not really looking at somebody, but if somebody kind of put them in your mind, now they got your attention. And now you kind of looking at it. Or maybe, it's kind of like me saying, hey, man, hey, listen, we built that. We took Sean out. We got that land. And I just throw it in your mind. Hey, man, I'm going to put you and Carrie in there. Well, I'm thinking about doing that. We knocked it down. We refurbished. We're building a whole new deal over there. And it's in his mind. Now, all of a sudden, he's really fixated on it to obtain. And all of a sudden, I switch and change it. You know what I mean? So you can be like, man, I ain't listening to nothing this dude says. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm flattering. I'm flattering you. But anyway, this brother, I interested him in this sister. And he was just like, man, I really wasn't looking, at her, but man, yeah, man, she good. She good. It's all right, man, cool, yeah, it's all good. I talked to Pastor about it. So he's about to bring up the pastor and everything. And boy, he's kind of excited about it. He kind of ran it across or whatever. But then the other brother that he kept talking to, I told him stop talking to. I said, hey man, listen, he cool, but this is as far as I'll go with him. Don't talk to him about this. I said, because what's gonna happen is he gonna talk, he gonna speak. That's his MO, is it not? This is the same brother I went to. I told y'all about that when I heard all this stuff coming back around to me. I thought I'm doing street code stuff. You know, like, I'm just mentally tough, whatever. Maybe he just that, whatever. You just suffer people, right? Because in the world, if you had a friend just talk shit, he just talk shit, right? Oh, he just talking shit. No big deal, right? And you just never do anything about it. You never say nothing about it. You don't correct on it. You suffer it. And that's what I was doing, suffering this brother. And I had to tell him, listen, man, Joe done got around to me. Joe in distress. Because this bro Ellis talking mad shit about the elders and pastor, boy. I mean, it's jacking Joe up, because Joe loved me. He loved El Rubens. He loved, but man, Ellie just getting it in. He talking all this hot shit, right? So I'm like, dang, man, Ellie is tripping. T, I told you, don't talk to this dude. And I there, all of a sudden, T missed out on sis, because he ran his mouth and added juice and jelly to the leadership about what you said. Mind you, you said it. You did say it. But he added juice to it. You see what I'm saying? The juice is what got it. You see what I'm saying? And leadership can only judge based on the information which has been given. You see what I'm saying? But if we know you two run together, well, shit, you probably just as dirty as his ass anyway. The company you keep, you probably just dirty as his ass anyway. Right? Oh, you confide in him. This is what he said. Boy, he had hot shit. Oh, no, man, it's cool. No, hey. So I call. Oh, man, tell the brother, just forget it. I heard about what he saw. I heard what he's saying. Oh, really? And I said to myself, I already know who told him. And he watched it slip out of his hands. And I'm just like, boy. Yeah, I just looked at him like, damn, boy. Damn. Fooling with that one, flattering with the lips. All right, Sirach 27:23. When thou art present, he will speak. Now, this fake ass friend. All right. When thou art present, he will speak sweetly. He will admire thy words, but at the last he will write his mouth and slander thy sayings. All right. So you gotta watch out for the company you keep. All right. 26:20 of Proverbs. Where no wood is, there the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceaseth. All right. So let's say, for instance, man, every time I talk to this person, we can't help. I hear me say this all the time. Man, this damn subject always gets brought the hell up. You know what y'all do? Just stop talking about it. They get around, don't even bring it up. They bring it up, you're like, yep. You killing it right there and there. You're not even entertaining. You're just not entertaining. You just, yeah. Or you just think, nah, I'm good. Switch conversations real quick. Something. You know what I mean? Or just straight up tell them, I'm not interested in that. You know what I mean? You just gotta, that's no wood. No wood. You giving them nothing to go on. Nothing to go on. No rubber meeting the road there. No traction to keep going. All right? Yeah, where no talebearer, strife will cease. Hallelujah. All right, Proverbs 26, 21, and 22 says, as coals are to burning coals, and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down to the most parts of the belly. Hallelujah. So, anyway, that's it for the tongue. Glory to the King. Hope y'all enjoy. This is more so a recap anyway. I kind of went back over it and I added some stuff to it, but this is an old recap, really. It's something that I've been really thinking about, talking about. But really, I want us, I want us to have the same mind of, my mind just keeps going back to that positive energy and the uplifting energy, and to just somehow, some way navigate with one another, and for us to just really look at the beauty in one another, all right? And and for us to just continue to strive to be more alike, and just know things are coming. Y'all hearing what the man of y'all saying? I don't know when he's going to get to it. I just know he's going to get to it. And when that time's come, y'all be ready. Just be ready to acquiesce. Be ready to get in line with it, so that we can walk this thing out. And let's do it to the best of our ability. That's my hope. That's my prayer for us all, and I want us all to be blessed in it. And as these changes begin to come, as we continue to grow as a people, as we continue to grow as men and women, as our children continue to grow, the more that we teach them, I expect to see a lot more fruit. Now, I can't help but believing that things will continue to get stronger and better. I truly believe that, straight up. And so we just got to I get like Shepherd, y'all get like me, we're going to be all right. And we'll be fine. So we pressing enter in, as y'all can see. And we're going to even do more pressing in with this work here on this land as well. Hallelujah. All right. Blessings. Let's pray. All right.